Take 5. Howdy, howdy. So we have this grinder. We gotta use this wire brush, and you saw in the last videos we got all the nasty, gross, like rotten wood off of the bus floor, and so that's good. That's done. Now what we're doing is we are using this wire brush on this angle grinder to get all the rust off the floors, clean them all up, make them look really nice before we paint the, I think we're going to go with the Rust-Oleum, before we paint and coat the floors with that Rust-Oleum. And before we paint and coat, we'll also use little pennies, and we'll use silicone. We'll, do all the holes. You'll see it as we go. It'll make sense as we go. So this angle grinder is what we're using to clean the floors. Wire brush. So when you get this angle grinder and you take this blade off, you're going to have this little thingy here. You want to take that off. Boom. You put that there. And then you want to take this wire brush, okay? You want to screw this to, push this little lock button wherever it is on your grinder. You want to push that down. Yeah. And you want to screw this to your angle grinder. You want to get it really tight. Super important. Ow. Like that. Safe. Be safe, by the way. And then you take like a wrench and you go ahead and get it fairly tight. Boom. Tight enough. And we are ready to grind and brush some floors. I've never done this before, but yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. Now you really only need to do like the parts that are rusty, you know what I mean? There's a lot of rust here, if you can see that. Can you see it? Yeah, like rusty. Boom. You want to grind that. So, as you can see, looks like just really dark and gray and black, but you actually, it's a lot smoother. You got all that corroded, rough junk off the top, and now it's smooth and it's fresh. You got all that rust off and the corrosion off. And that's basically what you want to do in the whole bus. Every area where there's like these, areas where there's a lot of rust. Some buses will have more or less rust, and just want to get all that off.
Woo! It's very risky to be the one to record that because you're definitely in the line of fire.
The back hurts. Now it's Jessica's turn to do the yay.
It's not hard, it's very easy.
It's not hard. There it is.
I don't know how to use this thing.
That's dangerous. Hold it with both hands or it'll fly and whack and hit you in the...
Big.
I'm just joking.
It will.
But you really do want to hold it with both hands.
I don't like this at all.
Oh man, that hurts the back. So I might have already mentioned this, But with the floors, you don't like have to like totally wipe it clean because you're going to use a rust conversion. Right now, all we want to do is get that really bulky, sometimes the corrosion has this really bulkiness to it. You just want to get all that off. Right there. Bulkiness. That's a no-no. We want to grind that off with a wire brush. You know, the main reason you want to use the wire brush grinder to get all the flaky, you know, rust and clumps and stuff like that off is because you really want that to be the prep before you like paint your floors or any kind of coating or priming the floors or anything like that. Because if you have all these wood chips and even sometimes the old caulking along the corners of the bus, like the bottom corners and around the wheel well, sometimes there's this really old caulking. If you don't get those, then they can easily chip up, which isn't going to matter too much once you get your subfloor on. You just want to, you know, you want to do your prep work. Because, you know, if you're laying your subfloor down and you chip old rust off and then that place is exposed and you don't have any rust conversion or you don't have any kind of primer in that spot, you know, you just want it to be nice and clean and well kept, and don't want any places where rust can start to get your floor. And so that's why it's important, you know, before you lay your subfloor, obviously, but definitely even before you paint all that stuff, you want to use a wire brush on your angle grinder, and you want to get all that, you know, old clumpy, flaky rust off of your floor. It's a bunch of nasty coolant from last time. We didn't get to make a video of it, but we took our heaters out. That's all the coolant. Don't really know what to do with it. I feel like we shouldn't just dump it in the grass, you know?